everyone, I'm Jessie, and today we're gonna do a really quick 10 to 15-minute hip opening yoga flow. So whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and get started in a seated easy pose. So what this means is you're just gonna go ahead and put your legs out straight in front of you on your mat, and we're just gonna go ahead and just bend forward a little bit. And if you can touch your toes, go ahead and do so. If not, just go down to the deepest point where you can start to feel a little bit of discomfort. And we're just gonna take a few breaths here just to really ground ourselves and arrive both physically and mentally to our mat. And when you're ready, you can take a deep breath and go ahead and spread your legs out. And you're just gonna want them to be to a comfortable diagonal angle, nothing too wide if that's uncomfortable for you. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lean down to the right side and start to feel the stretch in the side of your body. Again, we're just starting to warm things up a little bit and grounding ourselves here. Inhale, exhale, return up to a neutral position. Inhale, exhale, down to the left. Inhale, exhale, return back to a neutral spine. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and enter a tabletop position. I'm going to go ahead and just switch sides here. So yeah, when you're ready, go ahead and square your hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to take a couple cat-cows here. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. And take about 6 of these at your own pace. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and return to a neutral spine. And at your own pace, you're going to meet me in a downward facing dog. And we're just going to take a moment here. You can go ahead and pedal out your legs, wag your tail. We're just starting to stretch out the back of our hamstrings, continuing to warm up the hip flexors as we prepare to go into some deeper stretches. So when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and pick up our right leg and go into our first low lunge. And you can enter lizard pose, which is you're bringing your foot almost next to your hand. You can keep your back leg active, or if you prefer, you can put it down on the floor. And whatever you're comfortable with here, you can sit on some blocks. Or if you like, you can go ahead and start bringing your elbows down to the floor. The biggest thing you want to look out for in this position here, since your foot is really high up, close to your shoulder, is you're definitely able to go ahead and turn to the side of your foot, but you want to make sure that your knee is behind your toes. And this is a very deep stretch. This feels amazing after a day on your feet, if you have tired legs. Um, I'm a barista, so I'm on my feet 8 hours a day. And I actually just got back from a shift, so this feels really good, really nice. You can go ahead and rock back and forth. And I didn't explain the variation here, but if you're not able to go that deep into a stretch, that's perfectly okay. You can stay up here. You can also bend your knee a little bit more and kind of just go with this down into a low lunge. Wherever you're at. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and curl your toes underneath your foot and return to a downward facing dog. And we're just going to repeat the same thing where just kind of pedal it out, feel the sensation in your hips. Take a deep breath and move to the left side. Might feel a little bit different over on this side. See if you can get out any pops and clicks while you're here in this position. And I have a bad habit of curling my back, so I'm going to go ahead and just stay up here. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and curl your toes underneath your foot and enter your downward facing dog again. And when you're ready, go ahead and pick up your right leg again. And we're going to enter our half pigeon. And this is going to be our deep stretch of the day. So, like I promised, nothing too crazy, pretty short, pretty simple. Really easy to do this actually every day after work or before you go to bed. Um, if you want, you can go ahead and come down to the ground. I don't have a lot of space on my balcony, so I'm going to stay here. And this is going to go ahead and start stretching out the outer glutes and your hips. So you should really kind of feel the pull right here, pull right here. If you're not able to bring your hips to the floor, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and grab a block or a pillow and see if you can just set it underneath and just kind of be sitting down. And continue to breathe. This is a very meditative state. So this is, or a very meditative position. So it's really good to come back to your breathing. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and push back up to our hands, curl our toes underneath our foot, push back up into our downward facing dog. Go ahead and shake your leg out. Do a few more pedals. Amazing job. And you guessed it, we're just gonna go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side. The closer you bring this foot, the foot that's folded in front of you, to your body, the easier the stretch is going to be. So the more you try to angle it at a 90-degree angle, the more intense it's going to feel. So if that's not what you're looking for today, and you're wanting to sit on a block, go ahead and do so. Bring your foot in close. Just make sure you're not leaning over, slouching over onto whichever hip you're stretching. You want to be upright, not collapsing into any part of your body. Definitely use your arms to support yourself if that's what you need. Both sides are gonna feel different, and that's perfectly fine. You just take a moment here. Again, we're looking for sensations in the outer glute and the hips. And when you're ready, go ahead and support yourself back up to your hands. If you're not there already, curl your toes and enter our last downward facing dog. If you want to shake your leg out. And when you're ready, very gently return down to your knees and come to a seated position. We're going to do one more seated forward fold. Sorry, the wind is blowing my mat. So go ahead and put your feet out right in front of you and arching from your hips. Bend down. Get as close to your toes as you can. Wherever you're at today, just be gentle, be kind to your body, and even be grateful that that's where you're at. I think it's one thing to see it from the perspective of, I'm not able to do this yet. Rather, how blessed I am that I'm able to even get to where I'm at today. There are a lot of people who would really prefer probably to have your mobility. So I think showing gratitude towards our body and what it's willing and able to do goes a long way. I saw a lot of progress in my yoga practice when I actually was patient and allowed myself to just be where I was. Sorry about that. The wind's very strong today. All right. And when you're ready, gently roll back up to a neutral spine and come to a comfortable savasana. And if you'd like, with the theme of hip flexors, you can enter a butterfly. And we're just going to relax here for a little bit. If you're in savasana, go ahead and stay where you're at. If you're in a butterfly position, gently support your knees back together. And we're going to go ahead and gently support ourselves back up to a seated position to wrap up this flow. Take your time getting there. And when you're ready, go ahead, close your eyes. Take a deep inhale. Pause at the top. And deep exhale. One more to seal in the practice. Inhale. Pause at the top. Deep exhale. You can stay where you're at, or I invite you to bring your hands to heart center in a prayer position. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I am currently a student on the journey of becoming a yoga teacher. I hope you enjoy watching my journey as I try to improve. It's truly an honor to be able to guide you in this flow, and I hope that you benefited from it just as much as I did. I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you so much again. I'm so grateful for you. Namaste. Thank you.